Straight back into action now for PABAR Volkswagen Challenges Class B, making its way onto the circuit for the first time in 2023. Kind of Skip is leading the pack this morning in qualifying. He beat out a development car there from Stuart Mack, running in Class X as opposed to Class B's. He'll be playing around with a couple of things that the team at PABAR Volkswagen Challenge are looking at for development into the future. So a slightly different motor, a couple of different maneuvers on that car. So won't be running as a championship contender, but certainly as a development car in this category. Great to see that initiative being put in though from PABAR Volkswagen Challenge's point of view. Stian Kriel and Kirshen Naidu will be, of course, the cars on the second row of the grid ahead of Bevan Williams and Alna Cruiser, Jacques Hayes and Charisse Piazzamusso. And it's Ross Butt. Ian Walker, as you saw in the interview earlier on, if you haven't seen it, catch it there with Class A and C. Walker stepping up from Class C now into Class B. Of course, he's been at it for a long time with Pierluigi Mussolini in Class C. Both of those drivers have moved up into Class B for 2023. And they're in amongst Ethan Kutsia and looks like Shrin Rigel, of course, having some fun and games there in the Class B field as well. Then we've got, after Shrin Rajpal, we've got Mussolini, Francois Van Sale and Lindsay Kleur, Tanayan Kubi, and Mo Karodia back into the mix as well. Great to see him after a good outing last year with the Universal Motorsport team. He will be piloting his machine alongside Elio Mussolini, and that makes up the 9th row of the grid. 10th row is Andre Needham and Mitch Kutsia, and of course Mike McGregor in the Grange Workwear car ahead of Kasani, and finally Martin De Beer at the back of the pack of 23 cars. So 22 in Class B, one Class X competitor out there. That's Stuart Mack. He's on the second position in the grid. I spoke to the Grange Workwear man there, Mike McGregor, saying that he was battling a little bit with the gearbox. They've managed to sort that out down at JRT, and the two JRT cars are there in his mix as well. Mitch Kutsia alongside him, Ethan just up ahead of him, and of course those two guys putting something pretty special together as well here at Zwartkops with their JRT racing experience. So if you've ever wanted to drive a race car, a proper race car, they've got some nice Golf 1s that they've developed into within a couple of seconds of each other, a couple of half seconds of each other, and you can get all of those guys at JRT and chat to them about coming to do a track day here at Zwartkops as part of the JRT racing experience. So that's a nice way to get involved in motorsport. If you ever wanted to get involved, that's the way to maybe look at with a Golf 1. Not a bad car to learn how to race and drive in. So we got the red flag off, got green flags at the back, and we are under starters orders here for Class B's first time out for 2023. Dr. Hannes Skeppers, the dentist from Dainfern, looking to try and outgun Stuart Mack, Stian Kriel and Kirshen Naidu into turn 1. Let's see what's going to happen as those lights go out. Head down towards turn 1 now. There's a good start there from Naidu, who's just tucked in behind, looking for a way to run there with Stuart Mack. Looks like coming along for the ride as well will be Stian Kriel. Stian Kriel is not going to hold anything back yet. He had a tough time the first time he went through turn 1 earlier on in the season, and looks like a bit of a problem there as well for Naidu. Naidu's car has had a misgear or something, and he's dropped right to the back of the pack. Oh, what a pity there for Kirshen Naidu. From the second row of the grid, he's now right at the back of 23 cars. Something definitely went wrong there on Kirshen Naidu's car. It looks like he's got it going again. He's now back into that mid-pack, you can see, and no, it's not. That's the other metallic grey car that was pulling Naidu off. So the KN72 car there, unfortunately, out of the proceedings there into turn 2. Something must have broken on the start. Heading towards turn 5. Here they come. And at this stage in time, Hannes Skeppers hangs on, but Stian Kriel looks like he's the most dangerous man out there at this stage, looking for a way through there on Mack. Running wide, Mack runs onto the onto the rumble strip ever so slightly as well. He's got Alma Cruiser tucked in behind, and then Jacques Hayes. That's the car that I mistook, I should say, Bevan Williams' car. Same colour as Kirshen Naidu's, but Kirshen Naidu, as you just saw, pulling to the sideline and off at turn 2. He'll probably just park behind that crash barrier until the end of the race. So they complete the first lap of the 10 allocated for this heat. And there's a move on the inside. Dropping back was Stian Kriel. Moving up was Alma Cruiser. Mid-pack, it's a 71 machine there. You can see Lindsay Kleur starting. Oh, it's getting real into turn 2. A little bit of touching, a little bit of rubbing is racing. That's what it's all about as they come out of turn 2. And it's, Stian Kriel in the mix there. Kriel seems to have a bit of an ailing car there. He's just trying to nurse it around and try and stay out of harm's way. But he just got in somebody's way there big time as they came out of turn 2. So first car out there, you can see the top two getting away. Cruises now into third place. Fourth place it is Theon Kriel, but he's having to fend off everybody with a slightly ailing car. Williams now making up a little bit of ground, looking to close down on Rajpal. Just behind him, Needham and Mussolini. Pierluigi. Oh, welcome to action at turn 5. A hot 1027 car there of Charisse Piazzamusso, giving a little tag onto the back end there of Kriel. In fact, it was Walker there that they came together with very similar colours there. What a manoeuvre there from Walker. Cycles United man getting out of the way and getting unceremoniously tagged at the back end there by Charisse. Charisse Piazzamusso not holding back here for hot 1027. She gets into the mix here for her 2023 campaign. Oh, this is what it's all about. Dubcore car going through there as well. Super start out of that machine as they come up on the braking. Francois Van Zyl looking to dive on the inside. Can he find a way through? Yes, he can. He forces his way through there. Oh, that's the way we like to see it. Lindsay Kleur didn't like that too much. But Bevan Williams is going to try and come along for the ride. Now tucked in there big time there with the battles that are raging. And it's all about the action in that mid-pack. Lead car starting to open up ever so slightly there. Jacques Hayes coming through there just ahead there, of course, of the 77 of Ian Walker. Ethan Kinsia into the mix now as well. Just saw that. So it's JRT's Ethan Kinsia having some fun and games. Francois Van Zyl, Bevan Williams side by side. Rajpal coming along. Here comes Mussolini around Needham. Needham's got some problems. Andre Needham just falling by the wayside there slightly. Might work out there from Eden up the hill, but let's see if he's able to get back at him. Here we go, up towards turn 5, a little bit of more chopping. Needham's got some problems. Needham slowing as Mike McGregor goes flying past in the Grange Workwear car. He's currently battling, I think he's only got second and fourth gear, so battling with the gearbox issue there was the man from Grange Workwear, but take nothing away, he's still out there doing the best he can. Robbie Cassani's in his little battle. Williams dives through, finds a way past. Not too shabby to find a way through there on Lindsay Kleur after breaking into turn 1. We're going to try and come back at him now into turn 2. Francois Van Zyl goes defensive just behind that to keep out that dub core machine. 114 car there of Shrin Rajpal. Top 3. Oh, looking for birdies into turn 5 there. That bird better move out the way, especially if you've got the likes of Anna Skippers and Stuart Mack coming at you. Stian Kriel leading things out though, no worries at all for him. Mack in second. So let's see how far back we are going to see some manoeuvres here from the dock. Skippers has gone missing. We'll have to keep an eye on his ability. I don't think he's going to be able to get back on track after that little bit of excursion earlier on. So at this stage, Stian Kriel from Mack from Cruiser. Ross Butt in fourth, I beg your pardon, ahead of Jacques Hayes and Ian Walker. Nice welcome to Class B there for Walker into the top 10, just ahead of Ethan Kinsia. New colours on these cars, got to try and get used to some of the new livery that's out there as well. Tyron Alberts has just joined us all the way from the Emerald Isle. I'm sure he's looking forward to the action that's going to be happening here today. And also maybe a bit of action on that funny game later on where they throw the ball backwards to go forwards. I'm sure he's looking forward to that one as much as what we're seeing here out on track. And the action continues here for Class B. Class A and C have already completed their first race in anger earlier on. Class B had to be separated from them due to the fact that there are over 20 cars involved in this one, 23 of them in total. About to fill that field, there would have been too many cars on track had they combined Class A, B and C like they usually do. This is Mack on Kriel. Kriel looking to try and hang on to that front end. The WeFix Cars machine is just staying ahead of Stuart Mack. Now remember, as I said, Stuart Mack is in a Class X car, so it's a bit of development being done on that car with slightly different maneuvers and slightly different power outputs, and they're playing around with some development for the future with Mack at it. And I think they're playing around with that 1 litre turbo motor. I think there's also a possibility that Mack has been doing the development not only for Challenge here, but I know that there's a possibility of another development class coming through from Volkswagen's point of view with that 1 litre turbo machine, and also in the form of a Polo. I got wind of that this morning, so we'll keep an eye here to the ground and bring you that information as soon as it becomes available. But it is fantastic to see that they are looking for development and looking for the future. This has been a long-standing category as Volkswagen Challenge and a very successful one. PABAR behind it right now. Certainly loving the return on investment they're getting from the money they've put behind this series for the last couple of seasons. But Sal now on Rajpal. Rajpal trying to close down on the FSS machine. Pierluigi Mussolini has also stepped up now into that top 10 overall for his first time out in Class B. Creel goes defensive, Mack goes on the attack. It's not the Mack attack, but it's certainly an attack coming from Mack as they go into turn 5. Let's see if there's any opportunity there for him. No, can't find it just yet. Prefix car stays out front with Stian Creel at the wheel. Creel getting away now from Elna Cruiser, who sits in third comfortably at this stage. No one with her at any point. Good move on the inside here from Francois Van Zyl, and Rajpal drops down one position. So Shren Rajpal just loses out there ever so slightly to Francois Van Zyl. Kosani's behind that, waiting to pick up some pieces if something goes wrong. Into pit lane, looks like one of the cars retiring there in the background. Might be the Grange workwear car there, Mike McGregor, who's gone into pit lane. I'll just get confirmation of that. They come across the line and complete another lap. We've got about 3.5 laps for the leaders. These guys will be about a little bit more than 3. Almost 4 to go for these guys that have only just started the lap. Here come the leaders at the halfway stage of the lap and turn 4. Now it's a super run here from Creel so far to keep up with Mack. Those two getting away now. 16s out of them at the moment, but a 15.4 and a 15.3 actually out of Stuart Mack in the Class X development car. So nice run there from Stuart Mack to stay in the mix there with Stian Creel. Usually a contender. Take nothing away from Stuart Mack. In his normal car, he would be with Stian Creel, and normally running at the front end of Class B. Cruiser's just lost a little bit of ground to the two of them. Can't quite bridge that 4-odd second gap that she's lost in third. But she maintains about a 3-second gap over Jacques Hayes for fourth. So Elna Cruiser is positioned perfectly there for a podium, alliteration aside. They head down in towards turn 1, another lap completed. We're into the second half of this race big time now. Track's almost into the closing stages. 3 to go for our front runners, 3 to go for all of these cars flying through. 101 machine, pushing hard is Robbie Kosani. It was the Grange workwear car that retired there on that last lap. Oh, Francois Van Zyl nearly putting a wheel on the dirt. Now heading up towards turn 5 is Creel and Mack. So Creel and Mack heading to the top of the hill. Oh, that's not good. The 28 car there of Lindsay Kleur has gone onto the inside of turn 1 by the looks of it. There's only one reason for that. That's possibly putting a wheel on the dirt on the exit of turn 1 and then getting out of shape, as we saw in Class A's battle. We saw Mike Barbaglia do the same thing, put wheels on the dirt and end up on the kitty litter. He fortunately stayed on the right-hand side of the track in the kitty litter, but looks like Lindsay Kleur's had more problems there a bit further down the road. 2 to go. Creel hangs on ahead of Mack. Cruiser in third, just in the background. Not too far behind that. Looks like that gap might be coming down there between Elna Cruiser and Jacques Hayes. Walker not too far behind Hayes too, looking for about a 1.6 second gap. We've got yellow flags, stationary yellow flags into turn 1, just to warn the drivers about the car on the right-hand side there of Lindsay Kleur. Once the pack's been through there once or possibly twice, they may retract that yellow flag, but it means that no overtaking can happen into turn 1 right now. 2 laps to go, and make that a lap and a half for these two as they head to the top of the hill. Here he comes. Mack once again looking for a chance, but just not able to find a maneuver that'll make him get through on the leader, Stian Creel. Both of them, of course, will be leading their categories right now. There are going to be some category honours up for grabs. More importantly is the development process that's happening here for this category car in the hands of Stuart Mack. That goes down the inside. Nice to see some support there coming out of the Motul brand as well for Stuart Mack. Possibly part of the development that's happening in that car as well. But nice run here from Stian Creel as he starts his final lap. Bevan Williams all over the back of Walker. Walker has not been fighting with Bevan Williams in the past. He's certainly going to have a little bit of a baptism of fire here, watching Jacques Hayes in the back, in the foreground, getting away from him. What you can't do. Oh, there you go. That's the way we do it. Zwartkops into turn 2. Lit. Out of shape, big time. Bevan Williams trying to capitalize on that and get through. Top 2 goes flying into turn 4. Creel from Mac, no change there. Cruiser in 3rd, Hayes in 4, Walker in 5. Bevan Williams is on Walker's tail though, could change that up by the end of this one as they come up to the top of the hill. This will be the last time for the top 2. So as they come out of turn 5 into turn 6, Kenwood Corner, past the Zoo Racing Stable venue. It's going to be Stian Kriel. He's not going to let Stuart Mack through here. Not a chance. He'll go defensive. There it is. Defensive driving into turn 8, G&H Transport Corner. And it's Stian Kriel for the first victory for Class B. He wins out over Stuart Mack in Class X. Top 2 there. Great battle between the 2 of them. You can see a little bit of handshakes and gesticulation there. Thumbs up from both of them as they come through to complete things here. Ross Butt, didn't see much of him in the race, but there's the Easy Parts car across the line. And a nice run from him. I think just inside the top 10, if I'm not mistaken there for Butt. So nicely done from all of our competitors. Seeing everybody staying on track and out of harm's way there, besides a couple of cars with some problems there. We saw Lindsay Kleur, one of them. The guys with some off-track excursions, but able to get back on track by the end of the day's racing here for race 1 of PABAR Volkswagen Challenge, Class B. So it's Creel from Mac, and you can see Mac with the fastest lap of the race as well there, beating out Elmer Cruiser, Zwartkops in Walker. And Bevan Williams beat out Ethan Kancia. JRT Racing ahead of Ross Buck, Pierluigi Mussolini, Francois Vansel, the top 10. So both Walker and Mussolini stepping out of Class C up into Class B now, both ending up in the top 10. Trent Rajpal there just outside the top 10.
This is my last race, the first race for the year, and my last race in South Africa as I'm leaving to New Zealand. I'm immigrating. Our race went well. We started second because Hannes didn't start the race due to a gearbox issue. He was on pole, and then pretty much from the start I managed to lead, pulled a nice gap, and then the development car, the turbo car, managed to catch up to me. But I kept him honest and behind me just till the line. So it's good to have a nice win before I leave.
We had actually had quite a good race. I had a really good start, and then one of the guys on my left hand side didn't. He backed up the field, so through turn 2 I got a little bit of a gap. Then some of the other guys caught me and then tried to pass me into turn 2. Narrowly missed a big accident, but thankfully the other guys were sensible. And then I just followed the front guys and tried to keep up, but unfortunately they were a little bit fast for me today. But it was a very nice race.
The race was very interesting. Very different conditions to this morning when we did qualifying. Got very hot quite quickly. As you can hear, I'm out of breath with this heat. Yes, it was a very nice race. A pack of I think 21 cars, makes it quite exciting. All heading for a first corner. I think I end up in a 3rd position, so I'm happy with today's outcome. So let's see what the next race brings.